Oh, yes, Star Trek. Star Trek Voyager in particular. What's going on with Voyager? Nightingale and Flesh and Blood. Flesh and Blood is a two-parter episode. My copy of it, at least, I don't know if this is all copies. My copy has them merged into one episode. So, everyone have that queued up, that version. That'd be ideal. Nightingale, I think I remember most of it. I remember it mostly as an episode where Harry Kim gets command of a ship and fails and is bad at his job. And Shepard Book is there, and they turn out to be terrorists, but they might be like the Major Kira kind of terrorist. They might be good terrorists. I don't remember. There's something about smuggling.
The pre-9/11 kind.
The what?
The pre-9/11 kind of terrorists.
Well, sure. But yeah, Flesh and Blood. Flesh and Blood is an episode where it's all about a ship full of holograms trying to take over the universe. Well, really one hologram. The rest are kind of just along for the ride. The one Bajoran hologram's crazy. Probably because they had a bunch of Bajoran makeup ready to go from DS9 at the same time. There's a lot of DS9 races represented in that hologram crew.
But people are space racist in Star Trek against holograms in this case, so...
Well, people in Star Trek are space racist against, like, everybody.
Yeah.
The Ferengi, the Cardassians, a little bit the Klingons. The Romulans, holograms, robots. Is anyone really super racist against humans? I guess the Romulans are racist against humans.
The Vulcans were racist against humans.
Yeah, back in Enterprise. Though, to be fair, the humans in Enterprise were crazy. We saw them from their own perspective, and it was... The Vulcans were basically always right. Except that time they were gonna just let Earth get blown up for fun. Weren't gonna do anything to help. It's messed up. Anything else about Flesh and Blood that was weird? I mean, the Flesh and Blood sort of turns DS9 around and it makes the Cardassian the good guy, the Bajoran the evil one. So that's fun. But it's fine, they're just holograms. Oh! Flesh and Blood also has a Jem'Hadar. So look out for the Jem'Hadar. It's the only one I believe we see in Voyager. We see some Jem'Hadar ships early on, but not the people. And that's all I've got to say about the episodes. How's the weather?
We get triangle ships, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I know the Bajorans use triangle ships, but I don't think this Bajoran has one.
Too bad.
I started playing XCOM last night, XCOM Enemy Unknown. It's pretty decent. One thing I do object to is the fact that each turn takes forever. Why does it make me sit there and watch every little animation every time with all the dramatic flair? Just move it along. I don't need a 10-second firing animation for every shot. Fortunately, I found a mod that just lets me speed up the game an arbitrary amount. Just play it back faster. Though I do that, not just XCOM. Like Skyrim, I run at 150% speed because I find the swinging and the walking to be absurdly slow. Oblivion, I played 125% speed. Just games in general should be faster. StarCraft does not need to be faster. StarCraft is too fast.
Yeah, Skyrim's such a huge map, like running around everywhere is like 90%.
Like even just walking around a town, it takes so long.
Yeah.
It's so slow. But no, run the game 150% speed and it feels okay. Feels pretty good. Fortunately, that's an option. I wonder if Starfield's going to have that option, because Starfield's supposed to come out in September, and all Bethesda games run on an increasingly upgraded and modified engine. Oh, wait, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. So I'm assuming they won't like remove features from the engine. They're not going to remove the game speed up option. Surely. Surely. Ooh, nice little CGP. Is that like a... Oh, I thought that thing below the shuttle were legs. I thought that was like a mech. No, just some girders. And yes, watch along. So we put our own copy of the episode up. You have to queue up your own copy and you just match it to the timestamp and you go. We're watching season 7, episode 8, Nightingale.
Right.
Hey, Mammoth.
Right.
Good. Happy Sunday Memorial Day afternoon.
Oh, yes, thank you, Chief.
I heard yesterday I went out in public. Weird. And someone said Happy Memorial Day. It doesn't...
It's a
That
rainbow
doesn't
day.
feel like the appropriate statement for Memorial Day.
Yeah, but that is the expression.
It is, but I don't think it should be.
I mean, do you know anyone that's happy on Memorial Day?
Well, I'm happy to
Besides
not go to
kids who
work.
don't have to go to.
Yeah, I mean, I had a friend who was like, "Oh, it's the start of the summer." I said, "No, it's the holiday for people who died for our country." But I have a coworker. She set up a cute little army men and tanks at the job, and with some American flags and POW flags to celebrate Memorial Day. And then she told me she had 3 members of her family who were in the military. So I tried playing taps for her on Friday, and she was like, "Get that away from me."
Wow. Yeah, that's not the right thing to do, air review.
No, okay,
Do you
but we should play-
understand? Do you understand?
As soon
you
as they
understand the
come into
purpose of
work, you should
Memorial
play
Day?
Reveille.
Do you understand what Memorial Day is about?
Yeah, those who died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so just remind her of the deaths in her family. Solid plan.
But we should play taps on the stream though at some point.
No, we should not.
No, we shouldn't. I don't think you understand.
A moment of silence.
See,
for
this
the
is why I
fallen.
don't think Happy Memorial Day should be in the comments.
No,
What should
shouldn't.
it be?
But that's what
Never-
people say.
Well, let's see here. You can't say never forget. That's for Pearl Harbor Day.
Wait, I thought that was for 9/11.
It's for both.
It's for the Holocaust, really.
Okay.
But... No, it's
All right.
never again is for the Holocaust. Sorry.
Yeah. Never against the Holocaust. Remember is for Pearl Harbor. Never forgets 9/11. What do we also
Remember the
say?
5th of November. Gunpowder, treason, and plot.
I feel for no reason that gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Guy
Is the
Fawkes.
Yep.
Is the 5th of November the one where the guy in that stupid mask who's an edgelord and blows up a tower or something?
Yeah.
That's-
In
or
real,
in real life,
Yeah.
a group of was it the Protestants got really pissed.
no, it was
Catholics?
Catholics.
Okay,
Catholics, yes. The English Church is Protestant. The Catholic Church,
Yeah.
these Catholic terrorists,
Yeah,
filled
really-
under Parliament with gunpowder, the basement of Parliament, and they're going to blow it up. And they almost did it. They almost did it. The guy was going to light it when they caught him. Anyway,
But yeah, the
You know-
plan was to blow up Parliament and the King in the morning when everyone was there. But they found out because there was a bunch of reasons, including one of the conspirators wrote a just not coded at all letter to a friend to not show up at Parliament that morning.
oh yeah, that, yeah.
And another one was to get access to Parliament, they rented a room nearby under the name of Guy Johnson or John Johnson, something like that.
Guest stars Ron Glass, that is Shepherd Book. Everybody keep an eye out for Shepherd Book. He's very important. Oh god, that is a Maquis Raider. Just
Oh,
straight
try-
up. Why do they have a
almost-
Maquis Raider?
Like you said, they're using Deep Space Nine stuff.
They really are. All the props and sets and character costumes, they're all
Bajorans,
just taken from
Cardassians.
DS9 sets.
Is this Nightingale?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The Westminster Abbey, which houses Parliament, is like over 1,000 years old, and the roof is leaking. Structurally, it has so many problems. I almost wish it was blown up because they really need a new building.
What if we burn down Parliament for the insurance?
Make it look like an electrical thing. I think you'll be okay.
I mean, I believe that was one of the ideas brought forth by Charles I
Yeah, but
What?
they killed him for it.
to burn down Parliament for the insurance money. Basically, he kept needing money to fight his enemies, but Parliament kept saying no, so he kept shutting it down, and then bringing back Parliament only to shut it down when they kept denying him more money.
Was that a Klingon ship that they just fired on?
Does anybody here like Warhammer 40,000?
No, I got a few chums that do.
Why do you keep trying to add everybody in the channel, Robo?
What?
You keep doing add everyone.
That's the first and only time I've ever done it.
You've done it. If you scroll up slightly, there's another one.
When did I do it?
And now you're
May
announcing it on the
17th
stream.
at 6:54 p.m.
So
Pacific
No,
time.
I'm not.
That's an
I'm not.
everyone too. So
I'm
you're
talking about
announcing
something
it on
else.
stream.
You don't even know what I'm
Okay.
talking about. Your review. Just stop.
Okay.
So anyway, I have a kit. I have an army from early 2000s, and I have some friends in real life that play, and they were like, "Oh, you should paint them and stuff."
There's
And
Shepard.
I should have just, as a kid, never opened up the boxes because now they're worth like 4 times as much as what I paid for them. But anyway, does anybody play tabletop Warhammer 40K?
Chief, I'm afraid I don't. But I have a friend
want
who
to,
does in the Navy.
This episode
wanna
is directed
strip-
by LeVar Burton.
I want
Oh,
to strip my models of the old
Lafarge.
paint and start over again.
all right, but quick question. In this episode, do we finally get to take a look and read a book?
Take a look.
I don't know if
read
this
a
is a Harry episode. I don't know if he
read
knows
a-
how to read.
I mean, there must be a reason. You know, that makes sense. That's why he's never been promoted. He just doesn't know how to read. He can't take like any officer's exam because he can't read the test.
Maybe he was promoted and he just couldn't read the memo, so he kept wearing his ensign pips.
No.
He's
Somebody
also-
would have mentioned it by now.
It's a running joke to see how long it'll take before he notices.
Hey, that alien has gills.
So the
You
guy
may also
kills
know
and sort of like
Ron
the-
Glass here as the magic man from Fable 2. I don't know his name. Garth? Was he Garth? Not Karth. Karth was in season 1 and season 2.
So let's see here. So they sort of got these weird gill ear things going on, but they also sort of got a little bit of the Bajoran nose ridge.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Star Trek ever, when they need a new alien, they just take 2 cosmetic from 2 different aliens from before and just slap them on someone's face?
Yes. That's explicitly what they do.
Oh, that's good.
They kit bash people.
It's like later we have. No,
In
we
fact,
already
I
saw the
think
episode.
those side neck things are from the Vorta.
Yeah. But I was gonna say the people who kidnapped the doctor, and then they made like they have Janeway and the doctor hostage, 2 of them, and they both have like really fat faces and round heads. So from Star Trek Insurrection, right at the beginning when Picard is in dress uniform, and then he's putting the wreath on them, it's almost the same getup. They recycle a lot from movie costumes.
Does that guy have a little ship on his lapel? I think that's a ship.
Adversity comes with the job.
Ooh.
There's Harry's wisdom points.
Wait. I just learned something about Star Trek. On that exterior shot, to the left of the ship, there were like people on hover platforms inspecting the ship. Just like floating around.
After the episode, we'll have
Yeah.
to go back and take a look at it.
Remember they could be on those hover boots that Kirk was climbing Yosemite with?
I mean, I know
No,
they
Spock came
occasionally
to
have
save
like
him
hover wheelbarrows.
Kirk was free climbing and then he fell, and
Right,
Spock
right,
flew
right.
down to catch
Right.
him, and then Spock used him again in
To go
when they
up
were in the
the
turbo
87
lift.
decks
That
of the
was
Enterprise or some such.
that was in Final Frontier. That
Right.
wasn't Undiscovered Country.
They all blend together. It's all the same. They have completely interchangeable titles.
Oh, he's eating nachos.
He is, yes. Nutritional supplement
Final
nachos.
Frontier. Final Frontier is when he said, "What does God need with a starship?"
Great line. What do you think
God's
is a
gotta
better
travel
plot
in
for?
style.
What do you think is better for a Star Trek movie? Finding out God needs a spaceship, or having to save the whales?
Wait, what was the initial question?
What do you think is a better, plot point for a
Whales.
Star Trek movie? Saving whales or God with a
Whales.
spaceship?
No,
The
I
Whales
think
is the best
God,
Star Trek movie.
What does God need with the starship is like
It's the greatest line you could
quintessential.
possibly
Yeah,
get.
it's like Jim.
What
You
do
don't trust the
whales need with
Almighty
a
for
starship?
ID.
Although seeing Spock and Kirk in the night, what was it, the 90s? No, it wasn't the 90s. It was the 80s.
The last movie was 91. Was Undiscovered Country, right?
Undiscovered Country was
God.
86, the year that came out. TNG.
Thank you.
I don't think so.
These aliens are so screwed. The ones helping them are Neelix and Harry. I mean, Seven's there, but she's just watching. She's
Neelix
not
can
doing
be
anything.
useful. If anything, he's the most useful person on the ship.
Is he?
I don't know. What would Tuvok do?
Choke him to death. We saw that already.
1991,
Tuvok would
Undiscovered
do.
Country.
All right, you're right. Because the Soviet Union was collapsing, so it was a whole metaphor for détente between the United States.
You're right. I forgot Klingons used to be the Soviets.
Yeah. Thank you, Robo, for the correction.
Because that's the thing is like, Generations was 94, and it was like right after Undiscovered Country, and it really sucked because it felt like the original series crew had already gotten their like farewell, their send off, and it was perfect. That was good. The end of Undiscovered Country was a perfect way to send off the original cast, and then they had Generations, and they're like, "What is this?" Like, oh, they're shoehorning. They wanted Nimoy and DeForest Kelly, but they couldn't get them, so they had to. The parts that were originally written for McCoy and Spock were played by Chekhov and Scotty.
All right.
Anyway,
And William
For a second.
Shatner wanted to direct or something, right? Or write the
William
script.
Shatner did direct. He directed Final Frontier.
Okay. No, but he wanted to stay in the script. Like he wanted, like the way he died.
The deal that Shatner and Nimoy had was that whatever one person got, the other person got. So when Nimoy got to direct, then Shatner had to get to direct.
Well, that makes sense. But back to the thing, we were talking about Generations, and you said that McCoy and Lemoy's things had to be changed. For a second there, all I was thinking about
the lines were not changed. That's why Chekhov was being a medic, and that's why Scotty got in the science station, because they didn't change the lines or the roles. They just swapped the characters.
Hey, sometimes that results in the best movies.
My brain didn't understand what you were saying for a second. I thought, for example, McCoy was supposed to be who. God damn it! Who was the villain from that? I don't remember.
Yes.
Ian McDonald, whatever.
Ian McDermott. Emperor Palpatine.
Ian McDonald.
Oh yes, for a second there, I thought you were saying.
There's a Malcolm McDonald's. I don't know.
Malcolm McDowell.
All the British actors.
Malcolm McDowell.
For a second there, my brain thought that what you meant was McCoy was supposed to be the villain instead of Malcolm McDowell.
Malcolm McDowell.
Malcolm McDowell. He's from Clockwork Orange too, right?
Yes, he was from Clockwork Orange. He was
the bad guy. He was the evil admiral in Wing Commander 4. And I think he's the admiral in Wing Commander 3 as well, but he wasn't evil
you're
yet.
Probably right. He was also a villain in Monk, and he was President John Henry in Fallout.
I think he was also he was also in Heroes, wasn't he?
He did
I
a
think
lot
he's
of
in
things.
Elder
He was also
Scrolls
the
2
voice
somewhere.
of Metallo in the Superman show. He did a lot of things. Metallo.
In the Superman TV show? Animated series?
Yeah, in the animation, he was Metallo, the robot powered.
I know Metallo. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought he was like in the cartoon. Wasn't he started out like a regular criminal that got turned into a robot?
Yeah, that's Metallo.
Right.
Okay, so Nightingale is an episode that's happening. How about
wrong
Nightingale? That is wrong glass.
They don't like each other very much, and Harry's working with one, and Janeway's working with the other, and these people are
Wrong glass is saying it's about vaccines, but it's actually just a conspiracy. The vaccines are a lie.
It's the cloaking device that they're smuggling.
Oh, so you're far away from the Federation. You can do what you want.
Federation only knows what you tell them, Kathy. Just don't mention it.
Where's my alternate novelization of Voyager where it talks about Janeway becoming a space warlord?
That's in season 6, season 5, maybe.
I want a novelization like that one about Q and Diana's mother getting it on.
And what?
Oh, you don't know that there's a novel where Q and Counselor Troy's mother, get together.
Luxana Troy.
Luxana Troy, thank you.
I don't generally read the books around franchises I like, because they seem to always be insane.
Of course they're insane. That's what makes them great.
Star Trek novels are pretty tame. I never heard of Q and Luxana having a fling. The only insane novel was like the X-Men and Star Trek crossover, but that was...
What about
Are the Shatner novels canon?
Crossover?
Yeah.
Wait, no, it doesn't matter. Nightingale is happening.
When have we ever actually talked about the show? Oh, and just for the record, the book's called Q and Law.
God, okay.
And I remember this because there's an audiobook where they both got actors to come back to voice themselves in the audiobook.
That's too much.
It is. And come on, Ron. I'm giving you prime things for content.
Harry thinks he'd be a lieutenant commander by this point? I don't think so, Harry.
I mean...
Who do you think you are?
Lieutenant Commander.
I did... So, I've been listening to TNG from the very beginning again, while I'm at work, just listening to it. And one thing that struck me was in season 1, Data describes how you rank up. It was like 2 years as an ensign, 3 years as a lieutenant or something. So by that method, Harry should just, be a lieutenant commander by now. It doesn't seem to be merit-based, it's time-based.
Well, here's the thing. There's no room to expand when you're so far away from the Federation because there's no one to take your spot.
Why not? In TOS, they had like 6 captains on the bridge of a ship.
Hold on, wait. If it's time-based and not merit-based, how come in the episode Tapestry, Picard was a lieutenant in the alternate timeline?
Maybe he was.
I think there's probably an upper limit.
He was lieutenant junior grade.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking like lieutenant commander might be the upper limit there because commander has an actual test.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe you gotta you gotta fail like all your evaluations to stay a lieutenant junior grade at the age of 45.
That was also TNG season 1 though, and it's like barely canon anyway. It gets contradicted so much.
Where Icheb thinks that B'Elanna is attracted to him.
Oh god, no, not a. Okay.
Yeah.
He's just an awkward. How old is he? Is he like 16?
I don't know, about Wesley age.
17. Yeah.
In real life, at this point, he's like 25, but he's playing like a 18-year-old.
He's Tom Holland.
Or is he actually like 8 because he was in a maturation chamber for a while?
Possible. Like every actor on Beverly Hills or 90210 or Melrose Place or Michael J. Fox, or there's so many actors that play like high school kids. Twilight.
Yes, to Buffy. Like Xander is actually in his 30s, I think.
Which movie?
You know, Buffy.
Buffy. Starship
show.
Troopers, Casper Van Dien, and what's her name? Denise Richards and Neil Patrick Harris and the other guy who played Xander.
Harry Kim truly is the Barnacle Boy to Tom Paris's Mermaid Man.
The Robin to his Batman. The Crypto to his Superman.
Well, now he wants to be Nightwing, okay?
Does that mean he gets the disco outfit?
Eggplant Parmesan? That
Is he the Robin that becomes Nightwing, or is he the one of the Robins that gets murdered?
You know what? He's the Robin that gets murdered, but he stays dead. He's not the Red Hood.
you need to make command decisions in your meal preparation.
You know, I mean, I just realized how weird Neelix's hair is because it's a mohawk that sort of turned into a ponytail. I say sort of because it's not tied up; it just sort of drifts down.
Did Harry... Wait, what's his name? Did Garrett Wong, like, threaten to quit if he didn't get a promotion and this is what they came up with?
It was last season anyway.
Ah, an excellent name. Ooh, I like the upholstery on that chair. It looks very... Well, it looks a little too wide, but it looks otherwise cozy.
It looks less like a pattern for a chair and more like a pattern for a sweater.
Well, that's just Star Trek tradition. The chairs look like sweaters and the sweaters look like chairs.
No, I've seen some of their clothes. It looks more like hotel carpets in the 70s.
70s bus chairs? Bus benches?
All right, that's a fine compromise.
You don't get to use that word, Harry. You haven't earned it.
Well, let's say you were a captain. What would you say instead of engage?
Execute.
What?
Execute? I feel like that's a good
Execute.
one. The time has come. Execute.
Order 66.
No. No, I think the last thing we need is forced to talk about Star Wars reference in our Star Trek show.
Somebody made a list of other orders, and one of them was to, like, arrest the Chancellor. The Jedi needed to find that and use that.
Wasn't that like
Yeah.
Order 65?
I don't know. Let's look it
Order
up.
65 was just eliminate anyone helping the Jedi. Let's see here.
Oh god, Harry's a micromanager. Oh no.
Oh no, don't look over my shoulder. I'm definitely doing work in that Pong. It's not Pong, it's Tetris. But still.
Wait, what do you mean the guidance
orders.
vector is off by microns? What does that mean? Microns is a couple units of distance. A vector is a... Surely they'd be using an angle.
God. Oh, Harry. Why? No, don't. Oh.
By the way, it is Order 65. Also, 7 of 9, do something.
Hover platforms on the left. Oh, they're gone now.
Oh, look at that ship. That's a nice ship.
Oh, God.
It's a much lower resolution than the rest of the show.
Episode.
Also, I know that's supposed to be like a futuristic, like, you know, mother chip or something, but that just looks like a weird playing card you get at one of those, you know, gimmick hotels.
Well, you see, that's because in Season 1 of TNG, there's a reference to Data shuffling them like a deck of cards. Ejeb, no.
Jim, no. Don't go
This
for
is
the
just...
miracle. What are you doing?
This is professional.
He's scanning to see if she has elevated heart rate and blood pressure and vascular dilation.
I mean, he's gonna read that, yeah, she does, because she's working and doing physical exertion. Bloody, God, Ichib.
Hip bashing got a lot easier when they went digital, huh?
But I notice
Remember
whenever
Romulan
all the
Warbird
hero
species?
ships, Voyager in particular, it's so... It has a lot of aliasing. Did they not have anti-aliasing in the 90s?
Well, these were all
I
ray
mean,
traced,
It's so
blurry
jagged.
televisions.
not
That's
rasterized.
Kim's gonna get
so.
everyone killed.
Wasn't gonna matter.
And yeah, the ship is totally just a Magia reader. 100%. God, Shepard, just shoot him.
Yeah.
The more I look at these aliens, the more I think that it's not gills. It's just those weird mutton chops.
Maybe they evolved. Maybe they evolved from insects and they're the remnants of mandibles.
Bug people. When was the last time there was bug people?
Enterprise, Zindi, Tholians.
All right.
They're silicon bugs, but they're bugs.
That's good. And I think the Cardassians were the last lizard people, right?
I assume. Is there consensus that the Cardassians are in fact lizard people?
I thought they were lizard people. And even then, Voyager would have been the dinosaurs, which aren't lizards. Would that be bird people technically?
How many times does 7 of 9 end a conversation by just saying interesting and walking away like that? I feel like that's kind of her signature move.
I mean, if you can get away with it, wouldn't you do that all the time?
Oh yeah, it's it's a nice little bike drop.
Could we have gotten a better captain? Who would be the correct choice to lead this?
7 of 9.
Cisco?
Well, Cisco's not here.
Tuvok.
Well, I'm just saying Cisco's the only Starfleet captain with experience using a ship of this size with a cloaking device.
What about Chakotay? He was Maquis. He could figure it out.
Yeah, this is his ship.
Oh, this is what he has to learn how to delegate.
Yeah, he's just not good as a supervisor role. Harry works best when people are telling him what to do.
So he'd be great for middle management, not the higher echelons.
If I remember correctly, she dies doing this.
I mean, that's sort of
Yes,
part of
mutiny.
the course for First Command episodes. Someone's got to die under you.
Shepard, why did you even ask Harry to be here if you're better at the job?
Yeah, what's your motive, man? You and your man bun. Man, you're bad at this, Kim.
Maybe you should stay Buster Kincaid.
Why would life support failing in a single room cause instant death?
That's just how it works in Voyager, and in Star Trek in general, really. Whenever life support fails, everyone instantly passes out.
It would take a long time.
That is weird. There should still be air in there.
Yep. Like, are you telling me that the life support system was only the thing holding back, like, some horrific
As
radiation
so,
or poisonous
the way
gas
the
in
life
the engine room.
support systems work in Star Trek is it's an active system. It's actively holding the air inside the ship. As soon as it fails, everything vents to space.
But you still survive in a vacuum for a little bit.
A few seconds before you pass out from
You might have
asphyxiation.
nitrogen narcosis. You pass out, but you could be revived.
Someone survived on Earth in a vacuum accidentally for like 15 seconds, I think, without any serious
Their
issue.
eyeballs popped out.
issues. I'm pretty sure they didn't have any permanent injury.
No, but like the eyeballs came out of their sockets.
Is that not?
Oh, are you making
It's
weapons? Oh,
fixable.
you're making cloaks. Fine. Okay. Yeah, well, maybe should have done a better job investigating, Harry.
I hate it when the Trade Federation do a blockade because it's perfectly legal.
And if not, they will make it legal. It's a perfect justification for a war. I don't get what the big deal is.
And something trade tariffs or I don't know, franchisees.
And that trade blockade gives us the line, "These Federation types are cowards," which we can wonderfully apply to Star Trek.
So it's just
Liam Neeson hates the Federation. Yeah, no.
Wait.
Failed your first captaincy. Typical Harry.
Ended in mutiny.
It's a joke, Icheb.
Like, oh, the big thought. He's gonna beat me up. I should warn you, my skeletal structure and musculature has been fortified with Borg implants. On guard.
On guard? What, are we gonna go into the bloody Barclay hologram?
I challenge you to a duel in fisticuffs, you ruffian.
How dare you! You besmirch my wife's honor. You dishonor me. Have at thee, thou fiend.
Come on, Tom Paris didn't have any honor to besmirch.
What are you talking about?
You can't damage something he doesn't have.
Guys, are you ready for some cringe?
It's Star Trek. I'm always ready.
There we go. It begins.
Oh God, why?
This is why he wasn't invited back for Picard.
No.
He didn't shot God. If B'Elanna was interested in you, she would be threatening you so much more.
He would bite you.
No, don't.
Arousal. He's like, what?
Someone telling
What did I
everyone.
just walk into?
Can we just shoot Icheb?
Much older.
What? You're not oh God. So if you're unhappy about the fact that they ripped Icheb's eyeball out, just watch this episode before Picard.
Yeah.
You'll be very glad for it.
Shit.
Goddamn cyborgs.
They rip his eyeball out, and then Seven euthanizes him with a phaser.
Really?
Good.
So
Screw 'em.
Yeah, I'm never getting Paramount Plus. I'm not watching Picard.
There are ways to watch it without Paramount Plus.
But
Ways and
There's
means.
There's a free there's a free 1 week trial, so if you just wanted to watch like the first
I never do those because I'm always like, do I want to waste it now or wait till later when they have something
Well, you
even
see,
better?
the Ryan's Edits YouTube channel officially does not support video piracy.
What piracy? Who said that?
Yeah, our channel doesn't support that. I don't know why anyone would.
That's my least favorite thing. I would never.
No one. That's crazy.
We
We're
don't
all-
support piracy.
You're taking the
and,
profits away from the corporation if you do that.
Now, if I thought about
law-abiding citizens over here.
even if I considered that, that would have been something I would have considered a month ago, not now, because recently I've been forced to move to a retirement community for my own health, and they provide. The
Really,
internet
dude? It's
here.
been like 600 years and now you're in a retirement community?
I'm a strong, independent woman that don't need no man. I feel. Hold it. There we go.
Sorry, Buster.
were you snapping your finger, or were
I
you
was
trying to
snapping
light
my
a
finger.
cigarette?
No, that was just him moving his joints any direction.
No, that's me trying to sit up straight. I got a bad back, lower back, which was.
I got a bad feeling about this.
So
I've got a bad case of lumbago.
really like how at the end, like we're at the end of the show now, almost right. We're in the 7th season.
We are, all right.
Yes.
So
Is this the seventh? Is this 7th or 6th?
7. It said it in the event for this that it's season 7, Nightingale.
Oh, episode 8. Yeah. Okay.
Those scanning things, I think those are the weapons platforms from DS9. The stationary platforms around Chintaka.
Let's see.
right.
Cardassian ones.
Yeah, the Cardassian ones.
So I like that at the end of the show, 7 is like the moral conscience of the show because Harry's like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy the book officer. This is not our fight. Now it's time to get out of
Is
here."
it even moral conscious? She just told him he's bad at his job.
No, she's like, "They're gonna die without you. They're depending on you."
Oh, this is reused makeup. This is from like season 2. I don't remember what the species was
that
called.
Tosk? Was this
No,
Tosk?
they're not Tosk.
The Hunters. Is this?
Oh, wait, these guys are lizards.
Yeah, that's Goldacot's hair on his head.
I'm sorry, but that haircut does not work with the rest of them.
Look, the show was wrapping up. The episode, it was long days.
It looks like he's got Justin Bieber hair if he was balding.
They were just haphazardly trying to finish it. This is like a 3-second clip of an actor. No one's gonna notice.
You tell me the show can get Dwayne The Rock Johnson. They can get back Q, but they can't get that man a proper wig.
So yeah, I do recognize this actor from Heroes, not necessarily all the other appearances. But he is a very common television actor.
The only heroes I recognize are Hogan's Heroes.
But you know what? I gotta say, after watching 3 shows with you guys, I think, and having watched each of the shows myself growing up, I think I kind of like when we have unique aliens that we never see again, because I get so sick of Klingons and Romulans and Vulcans.
I don't know about you. I don't know how you can ever be sick of the Kardashians.
So to have like, there's some unique sci-fi going on over here, like somewhat. So Harry's doing the Starfleet thing where we find a happy solution. We save the people.
He's lying. He's a liar. You should never trust him.
See, Harry's a good officer, but he just needed a kick in the butt from Seven. So this basically, I think this is the same set too. When Data was captain of the USS Sutherland, and he sits in the center chair, and like the other guy's always questioning Data's ability to.
But Data was a good captain. Data knew what he was doing.
He had to really his extra duty.
The only drama from that episode that I recall from Data's perspective was just like
the dude being
it wasn't
racist.
clear that Data was being good, but then it turned out he was the whole time. And yeah.
He just thinks too fast for the rest of us.
Clearly, the best thing Data ever did was become a father to that little boy for an episode.
I think like the Countdown series, they showed Data as so this is the comic books that they created after the 2009 Star Trek, and it's supposed to tell a lot of backstory. So Data's in command or XO of the Enterprise. I use XO at this point.
Right.
He did it. He's not terrible at his job.
I still think he's bad at his
Wow.
job.
He's command material, more precisely.
He's adequate material.
He's on track to wear the red uniforms, collared uniforms.
What kind of does he pilot a Galaxy class? Or not? Does he command a Galaxy class in that alternate future? There's some alternate future where he's a captain.
Data. Well, we can look it up one second.
I think that was also like the Tomahawk episode.
I remember LaForge gets a Galaxy class.
Oh, yeah.
I might be mixing it up.
No, LaForge gets one in Voyager.
Why
Yeah.
is he making?
Yeah.
Why is he
The
entering a
USS
captain's log for the Krayler? ship?
Sorry.
That's weird. Was that where was that log being logged? Maybe they just make logs wherever they are out of habit.
I mean, if you sort of change how you talk, you can definitely be Kirk when it comes to delivery.
All right. So let me scroll back to find that exterior shot of Voyager.
Oh yeah,
Where
the
did that
cargo
go?
bay and the floating people thing.
Anyway, what's the next episode's going to be Flesh and Blood with the evil hologram people?
Which is
Well,
a
only
two-part
some of them are
episode.
evil.
Oh, we went back too much. Because this is
The
not beginning of the
hologram
episode.
people. Was
Yeah,
that the
there's
one of the
hologram.
clown?
No, this is the one
They're
where
around there, yeah. They're outside now.
whatever. It's not important. We're never going to see that again, the hover platforms. Flesh and Blood is the one where there's a ship full of holograms that were created by the Hirogen. They're all different species. And the one in command is a Bajoran. And he thinks he's a god.
Oh, well, I don't think the prophets would like that.
No, not exactly. Probably not. Also, I did find that the Inari, the race they reminded me of was the Zal.
Oh, okay, the Voth Todd thing.
All right, I swear Star Trek's got too many alien species that sound the same.
The Zal are the ones who got wiped out of existence by the Krenim with the time ship. They ceased to exist.
Yeah.
A Year of Hell.
Also, press play on Flesh and Blood in 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Yeah, Jerry, I think that was a good observation. Where was Harry making that log?
He's just for fun. Is that a fake tree? That tree looks weird.
Nah, I'm pretty sure that's a real tree. Oh, there we go.
This is a brilliant episode because we still had the Hirogen from the hit the Nazi episode. So we're just coming off a two-parter from the prior season. I guess they thought like a lot of two-parters and action two-parters would like save the series. So they did. I remember even like growing up, Voyager just became. It was always an action show, but they really pumped up the two-parters with action.
So the question of the day is, how many times have we seen this particular forest?
Yeah.
In our life, probably like thousands of times.
Somewhere in surprisingly urban California, I imagine. Like, it's gonna be dense.
Just outside. It's definitely just outside LA or a set.
Right.
Though this does actually kind of look really outdoors. I think this might actually be outside.
Looks very outdoors, yeah.
Was the encounter at Farpoint holodeck thing where Riker whistles Papa's Weasel, was that indoors?
It might be.
Because I think it was indoors.
That might have been a park.
Yeah, that set was indoors.
Okay, right.
This is like a hiking trail. Look at those defined paths.
Where Wesley fell in the water?
That
seemed like it could have been at a park
I mean,
or something.
clearly they went an extra few miles up to, Northern California for this. Because I can't expect Southern California looking like this.
This ain't my part of Northern California. It's not what it looks like up here.
I don't know. I'm from the East Coast. Closest I've ever been to West California is Israel.
It's all Southern California. They wouldn't go to the north.
Everything is within like 2 miles of the city border of LA.
They have no reason to go out that far.
For that?
Like
too?
movies,
there's some like border like that you rarely go beyond.
So
sort of
I have a question.
Yeah, it's in your contract. Like once you go outside of a certain radius, then they have to pay
Were the
you
holograms
for, like, off-site shooting.
Were the holograms able to like stay underwater indefinitely because they don't actually need to breathe, or were they programmed to suffocate?
You're just supposed to go Starfleet because the Starfleet officer downed 2 heroes.
No, they're holograms.
I know we don't know that yet, though. We don't know that. So
I mean, we've never seen these people before.
I mean, you can tell something's wrong because their blasters caused them to start bleeding out.
Blasters?
They're not phasers.
No, that's
you
your
know
question,
what
though,
happened.
bro.
The blasters. They started blasting.
That's a question.
I started blasting.
You're allowed to either call them phasers or disruptors. Those are the only ones.
Blasters.
No. Blasters are Star Wars only.
Anything can be a blaster if you tried hard enough.
I mean, call it a ray gun while you're at it too.
But it wasn't shooting rays. It was blasting energy, not shooting rays. It can't be a ray gun.
True.
That's like calling a doohickey a thingamajig.
It was disrupting their ability to live. It's a disruptor.
It wasn't disrupting. It was ending it. You saw the blood. Also blood.
No, it was a kill shot. Go Starfleet.
I can't find filming information for this episode.
Maybe
I wanted to see exactly where it was.
Garrett Wang.
I think the water must have been on site because you don't actually dunk your people.
Yeah, no, that definitely looked like a park or a hiking trail.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess the water was clean enough then. There's very few spaces that are like untouched by like human, so enough that you can drink the water.
Okay, I did find the filming location for some like sitcom called Flesh and Blood.
Oh wow.
Vaughn Armstrong's in this
Armstrong.
episode. I don't remember Vaughn in this. What does Vaughn do? Also known as Captain Forrest, also known as Admiral Forrest in the Prime Universe. You can't take a shuttle, because if you take a shuttle, Voyager's
would you
just
get
going to have to
back?
wait for you. It's going to be the same thing. God.
It's going to take longer because the Voyager could
Oh,
go way faster than
yes,
the shuttle.
Chakotay just brought up that exact point. That doesn't make sense.
Because the faster they eliminate,
you
we'd
can
like
go-
to explore.
You can go back at warp 9.975, or you sit there and wait for a shuttle to make the round trip at warp whatever 7, maybe. You know,
I like when they do that in TNG when the shuttles aren't even warp capable.
right? Their impulse, like how does that even work?
It doesn't.
It does science.
Sorry, it works very well. Thanks for asking.
Science finds a way.
They did, however, just subvert our expectations there. They wanted the Doctor to go to a conference to get kidnapped. But no, he's just getting regular kidnapped.
I mean, I would have liked to see the Doctor at a symposium, but I guess it's just me.
No, they're robot people, Harry.
That's racist.
I mean, this is actually a brilliant implications of your AI toys, kind of. And it's been hinted at before, like the holodeck, Moriarty, basically. What if the hologram you create outwits you and takes over your ship? But here, the Herosian, they live for the hunt. So, like, they're, idiots because they kept playing the video game on hard level until, like, they were killed because they just love the hunt.
Oh boy, I love it when sci-fi has life be created by accident every time it's goddamn AI. It's never someone like I'm going to create, artificial life. It's nope, oopsie doopsie.
Okay, I couldn't find it explicitly stated, but I think this is Griffith Park, the Ferndale Nature Center.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's like a preserve.
Griffith Park is used all the time in Star Trek.
See, particle weapons to the blasters.
I'd love to visit.
Dear God.
I like how for filming locations, Starfleet Academy is a water reclamation center.
Yep, that's turning PP into clean water and sewage into clean water.
It's a very fancy water reclamation facility.
Well, at least we can confirm Worf isn't here. I don't think
That's
he's
the
ever killed
future.
anyone on that live.
You may as well like it.
Did you just say Anne Herosian life sign?
It's a historic
Yes.
occasion.
If you
It's
drive
wrong.
It's terrible. It's horrible.
What is he, a Brit? We don't say that here, Chakotay.
Even most British people shouldn't be saying that. They pronounce the
'cause
H.
Doesn't the British accent drop the H in
Some
historic?
of them do. I mean, if you're Cockney enough, you'll actually drop the H altogether. Most people will pronounce it.
for horse and stuff.
Oh, if you look at the Memory Alpha page for Griffith Park, it says in 2000, some scenes for the Voyager episode Flesh and Blood were also filmed at Bronson Canyon, which is part of Griffith Park.
Cool. Have you been there?
So yes. To Griffith Park? No.
Okay. Have you been to the Mojave Desert?
I don't really travel. I have plenty of parks here, thank you very much.
No,
This is a very naturey area.
I went to visit family in both LA and Las Vegas, and we drove from those two cities. And so you just get a feel for the whole, like the colors of the California desert and the mountains.
It's a mystery. Oh, is that the cave where the children went to go get murdered? And Tuvok escorted them?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Somebody liked to play the game on expert level.
It's some kind of holodeck.
What is this? Some sort of Squid Game? I don't know. I've never seen it. That's a real question. Is this some sort of Squid Game?
That was a big hit, though. Culturally.
Damn. 43 people died.
I'm surprised that they're restrained and not saying 47 people died.
Yeah.
They are holographic, right? God, you don't understand, Kate. It doesn't count as a real hunt if there's no possibility of dying.
It's in fact a direct sequel to the not World War II episode.
Well, he's a hologram, but well, except for the doctor.
Just one hologram. Sure you can. You can give him a sedative. Well, I guess then you wouldn't be terrified anymore. Well, you could throw a tray at them. That would work.
So maybe this is why we have a prime directive.
Wait, how are they even here? Because they gave this technology away like 3 seasons ago, and they've made several jumps and just kept flying in a single direction since then.
I was gonna say that. Like, how spaced out are these guys?
No, they're huge. They control a lot. They're hunters, but they shared the technology with the whole.
And they used that fancy relay network.
Because it's implied in that episode also, there's like 10 hunting parties around one alpha. So or 8. So there's like different wolf clans that are doing the hunting.
Did anyone catch this dude's name, the Hirogen?
I don't think he said it. Most we got was him reacting to.
I think it was like YAN or something.
I don't know. Maybe if you look it
up. Oh, Memory Alpha says his name is Donick. Okay. Played by Ryan Ballman. No other episodes. No other Star Trek episodes. Yes, a gun. Wait. Yes, there we go. Really? One shot? So, okay.
I'm telling you, Voyager is stronger.
That's all they had in the. That's all they had. That's not.
That's
all they had the budget for in special effects. Imagine if the
located
Vaughn had grabbed a Sovereign or a Galaxy class.
Voyager is state of the art with the binaural gel packs and everything.
Yeah, the computer they can get sick. Great idea, guys.
Look, I mean, there's issues with our our hardware too.
Yeah, but it's never a cold.
I mean,
yeah,
we get infections.
So a bioneural computer is impacted by all the problems a computer can have, plus all the problems a biological organism could have.
Just keep it at a chill temperature, and then everyone's cool.
Well, no, it raised its own temperature in the one episode, didn't it? Or no, they had to raise the temperature to give it a fever.
True.
I don't know if I like the idea of machinery that can get sick.
No, I think like we can make bacteria solve mathematical puzzles. Even DNA molecules can like arrange themselves to do math. So,
are you thinking of how they used mold, fungus or slime mold, to optimize the subway system in Japan, which
That's pretty cool.
is not really it organizing itself to do math per se, but you can't ask it to solve a differential equation
Sure
or
you can.
do an integral.
We have biological computing. It's just.
Do you mean the brain?
Purpose computer.
Well,
let me look it up.
I think no matter what you do on a biological level, like transistors are at this point like approaching molecular level. Like you can't construct a computer with bacteria and exceed the computing density of transistors.
No, that's true. You're at the
None of this makes sense. All we need is some good old-fashioned vacuum tubes.
Yeah, vacuum tubes. Do you remember in Back to the Future 3 where Marty and 1955 Doc find the DeLorean in the cave, and they get there's a letter inside it from 1885 Doc, and he says that he left plans to fix the time circuits using 1955 technology, and like he had to build that box with all the vacuum tubes to replace one chip.
I don't remember much of that.
One chip
Would
from the
that
80s.
work? Because that's going to be a lot slower.
No. It would work. It would work.
Right now, all I'm just remembering is the giant ice machine he had to make.
It wouldn't necessarily be slower, Ryan. It's just going to be much, much, much larger. You're doing a specific task, I guess. Potentially, I don't know. Obviously, he made it. He designed something that was a 1-for-1 replacement, right? So you have to suspend some disbelief, because when the DeLorean goes back in time, it doesn't end up in space. So
you have to suspend some disbelief because the DeLorean goes back in time.
Yeah, I'm just suspending some disbelief.
Time travel. The time travel, I'm already suspending disbelief. The problem I have with Back to the Future is that the first time they send the DeLorean forward in time 2 minutes, they should have put it in high Earth orbit, because we've moved.
That's. I mean, that's the problem with any time travel.
It needs to also be a spaceship. I know. That's why
possibly Primer actually kind of makes it make a little bit more sense, because you're going back to the prior position that the machine was in.
No, listen, all right.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Listen, you need suspicion and disbelief to believe that Michael J. Fox has no friend except for a disgraced nuclear physicist. I mean, it's Michael J. Fox. He should have some people besides a girlfriend, like some friends. Come on.
He had a girlfriend.
He had one girlfriend, but no friends. He had no other friends except for Doc.
Well, no, he had Needles.
That's all you need. Wait, what's wrong with Michael J. Fox?
My problem
just having a girlfriend and one old man friend. What's wrong with that?
Disbelief in order to believe Michael J. Fox has no friends.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what film you're in. It's Michael J. Fox.
Oh, they tried the whole turning them off and turning them back on again for the shields to get the shields to work?
Have you tried giving them like a logic puzzle, a paradox? This statement is false. That's how it works. Believe me when I say don't believe me.
Do you remember in Futurama where they gave a logic puzzle to the robot Santa and his head explodes, but then another head comes out?
Yeah,
I have logic absorbing crumple zones.
Oh yeah, I love that one, because after that they changed voice actors, but in the first one it was just John Goodman.
Oh, that's Robot Santa?
Robot Santa, yeah.
Yeah, great. John Goodman's amazing.
I can't imagine John Goodman's like a I don't know. I feel like you get him to do a thing pretty cheap nowadays.
Wait, where's the Gemidar?
Yeah.
Is that the Gemidar in the back right?
It would have been pretty busy at the time.
Do you remember? I can't remember the name of the show, but it had the pilot episode had John Goodman. He is like a family guy, and he gets hit by a train in a subway, and then he wakes up like a disembodied brain, and they're like, so we're going to put you in a like biologically engineered body, and you're going to have this life, but you can never contact your family and kids or your old life. Like you're an experiment, basically.
Wait. While he's still on screen, is that crewman Simon Tarsus?
Oh yeah.
From the Drumhead?
Oh yeah.
In the red tunic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Romulan.
The guy who got accused of being a Romulan collaborator.
He was half Vulcan.
His grandfather was Romulan, so he would be a quarter Romulan.
Yeah, he lied.
Oh,
He said,
right, the drum man.
Yeah,
he lied about it because he was ashamed.
With Admiral Seti. How dare you use the words of my father? Yeah.
You know, something I realized I could have done with this episode is, since these are all holographs based on the information that the Federation, Voyager gave them, you could have had
look at Breen. Look how much costumes they have.
Yeah.
Breen, Romulan, Vulcan, Cardassian.
Costumes and species from, thing. But would have been great if they had like some...
Sorry.
No, but I'm saying would have been really dumb, but also really great if they had some recognizable faces as quote-unquote holograms. I'm just saying, imagine if instead of this guy, the leader was hologram Cisco.
No, I want to see
Riker.
No, hologram Riker would be great.
I want the Vedic who Kira was shacking up with.
Okay, so the doctor's objections here.
Vedic Baral is non-violent. No, they could have had the guy. They could have had the militia leader. Remember, he didn't want to be the hero. He was just some like random guy.
Yeah, Lee Nullis.
The guy Ray episode.
What was his name?
Lee Nullis. Lee Nullis.
Lee Nellis, yeah, and then he sacrificed himself to save Cisco, and he's like, I got out, yeah, I got out of it anyway, Cisco.
Yeah, you could have done that, and the excuse could have just been that, when they got the systems, they just downloaded the, pre-recorded, recorded, quote unquote warriors that they could face.
But he's not the real Lee Nellis. He's like the legendary Lee Nellis, so like he's a really good warrior. He's like Rambo. He's the Lee Nellis they told stories about.
They missed an opportunity to have DS9's like greatest hits or greatest rejects reunion.
I don't know about you, but I would have loved to see Gold Dukat as a hologram. Holographic Gold Dukat, and for once in his life, he's sincere.
Working with the Bajorians and the Breen.
Yeah, working with fellow. Who's the guy from the Maquis leader that betrayed Cisco?
Maquis
Eddington. Michael
Eddington.
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 You said, wait, hold on a second. Did you say Paddington, like the bear? Ear review?
Again, yeah.
I mean, that would be a great hologram.
Well, they both wore yellow, so I mean, I get it.
Yeah, but there's like a raincoat thing going on.
So yeah, that's what I think would have been great if they just had quote unquote holographic historical figures they could have used.
They killed Von Armstrong.
George Washington.
George Washington.
Cool. George Washington is their leader. That'd be cool.
Freaking Kayla's.
Real George Washington or
holographic Jesus Christ.
Or George Washington, 6'7", weighs a ton.
Yes.
Mythical George Washington.
Mythical George Washington. Mythical Gilgamesh. Whatever the click.
Do you know what George Washington's teeth were made out of?
Whalebone.
Bunch of.
So
they're made of whales, Mr. Scott. Whales.
Hippopotamus.
They tell you the legend is like he has wooden teeth, but his dentures had teeth from slaves, had teeth from hippopotamus animals and stuff. So yeah, it was crazy. It was like a menagerie of horrors in his mouth.
But he loved ice
cruelty.
But did he brush?
Did he brush? I don't think brushes were. I mean, there's the reason why he had the dentures, right?
We have toothbrushes from like thousands of years ago.
Okay, but
They were bad, but they had them.
Okay, so
hog bristles are pretty sturdy. They worked. I mean, most toothbrushes were made out of hog's tail because it's like bristly. It's bristly. Yeah. It's only like a new thing that you have like a plastic toothbrush.
They probably had boar bristle brushes before.
Yeah.
So like cavities are a modern thing. So like humans didn't start getting cavities until we started with agriculture and having grains and like refined sugars and stuff like that. So before that, when we were eating like hunter-gatherer type diets, the bacteria didn't exist. Like the bacteria didn't live in our mouths that created cavities because they live off of like the sugar and carbohydrates that we weren't eating. So when you find like fossils of humans, granted they're probably like 20s and 30s, and I say fossils, they're not really fossils, are they? But they've got perfect teeth.
The bone record then.
Yeah, they haven't. They're not human. Human remains aren't old enough to be fossils, are they?
Yeah. So if you're gonna refer to it, I just say from the bone record.
I mean,
Also, it's just fun to say gravitas.
Okay, hang on.
This...
So the episode, the Bajoran man renamed this woman. That feels like they're really hinting at the believes that he's a god part early. Yeah, it's a cult.
Yeah, dude, it's a cult. Come on,
it's not a cult. It's simply. I like the Klingons happy.
It's a community of like-minded individuals.
Yeah. Spirituality means you pick on a new name.
It's like the episode of King of the Hill where they pull up at the bus. He's like, "Hey, is this the cult?" And the kid goes, "We're not a cult." He's like, "Yeah, this is the place."
Yeah. But spirituality or sometimes you just want a new beginning, so you just do a new name.
Like Muhammad Ali?
Yeah.
For more of the cult meme, please refer to the Mandalorian Discord channel from March 29th.
Let's see, what else?
A cult is just a religion you don't like.
Prince, and I don't know.
Not really.
I think maybe all religions are cults, so I guess you're right.
So yeah, you don't like all of them.
The cults have the people. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's size requirements in there.
Yeah.
At some point, it transitions from cult.
And age, right?
That
age.
means
Scientology is considered a cult, and it's quite large.
So that means...
Is this a cult?
Yes.
Our Discord?
This is Ryan's edits. Ryan's cult.
No, there's a difference between a cult and a cult of personality.
We don't give you money, so it's not like it's a cult.
I mean, some people
give him money.
Just
not those of us in this room.
There's no requirement.
Give him money.
There's no requirement. So he's not doing a good job of running a cult. This is a cult.
I agree, Mountain Man. Why would we give him money?
So I can purchase goods and services.
Yeah,
beyond which my job allows me to.
You don't think Ryan has
quit your job?
You don't think Ryan has enriched your life by at least $100 at least?
Oh, Ryan.
Yeah, you should give me $100.
Ryan has enriched my life in ways that I cannot put a dollar amount to it, so I won't even try.
I see.
I thought I was the only one.
I have.
Anyway, back to the cult.
I wouldn't want to cheapen. I wouldn't want to cheapen Ryan's contribution.
So then, would
by putting a dollar amount on it?
If someone's so invaluable, you don't think you can throw $100 their way?
No, man, because you don't want to make it a transactional relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
then it's like going to a strip club. It's the illusion is broken.
Yeah, but
do I even have a link to Patreon in my stuff anymore?
There's many ways to thank someone, and there's a humble, I hope you live many years. You can wish them well, all that.
I think without getting too like sappy and cringy, I think Ryan knows that if there's something I could do to help him, I would do it. So
it is obvious you desire romantic interaction with me.
No, but here's the thing. So this guy, is he leading a cult or is he just helping his people survive? right?
No, it's
Because
definitely a cult.
No.
Cult, dude.
No.
They might not be
such a
going
cult.
full cult at this point, but just wait till like the second half of the episode. They're gonna go full cult.
So, what does a holographic religion look like?
You drink the same Kool-Aid.
But they don't
Is it
drink.
Dear. Holographic is holographic Kool-Aid just a thing that contains a computer virus that deletes you?
Yeah, that's actually where the expression comes from. But also, like, in other words, you spewed the same propaganda. That's what the Kool-Aid also kind of means at this point. It doesn't
Well,
mean you're
to be
committing
fair,
genocide.
Kool-Aid was is a colloquial term, but it was actually Flavor Aid that he used. So
Mhm.
Also, real
Jim
quick,
Jones.
people were
Yeah.
forced to drink it. There's quite a few. It wasn't just
It was
everyone just
not-
walked
Well,
away.
Yeah, some
Brand
people if
name
they didn't drink
Kool-Aid.
it, they just got shot. So it was Flavor Aid and it had cyanide in it. He had gotten a license as a jeweler, and part of processing gold requires cyanide, and that's how he got the cyanide.
I think that's a
So-
lot of information.
This Bajoran cult leader man, the fun thing about him is he's totally right about the treatment of holograms. They are absolutely denied rights all the
Right.
time, everywhere.
Right. Even
But the
like,
conclusion
routinely
that
annoys
leads him to ends up being murder the flesh people.
Okay, but wouldn't you want a little violent resistance if people are thinking that you're not even sentient beings? And by the way, mind you, Star Trek Picard kind of proves the point because they just straight up ban androids.
Yeah,
So-
speaking of what happened to all the artificial holographic doctors that were spread out?
We had on Rios' ship, we had the EMH and the emergency command hologram, the emergency engineering hologram, the emergency helm hologram.
You'd think in the time
They got a
between,
navigator too. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
think between the time when they were first created to Picard, they would have been just so well defined and refined that eventually just a large amount of just things deemed too dangerous was just done completely by holograms.
I mean, holograms are no more trustworthy as we see here. They'll kill every single one of their overlords.
Is he being
The
forced to
Virgin not
relive one
notice
of
the
their
doctor?
memories?
No, he's just
No.
been put in the middle of a hunt. You
I
missed.
don't.
These
This
guys
is
are
not-
horrible. Don't they know there's no reward?
that's comedy gold because like they're in like extinction. They're fighting for extinction. And he's saying don't shoot.
How do you take a hologram as a trophy?
Don't you understand? There's no honor in defeating a.
Oh,
He's
not
being
sorry.
forced to relive a memory. That's it.
Yeah,
okay,
he
okay,
was.
Yeah, I was. So basically, the whole plot of HBO's Westworld is like
They-
that. Imagine that your entire job is to be somebody else's plaything for their fantasy, and
They
as soon as
basically
as soon
mind
as you-
raped him, right?
right? But no, but here's you don't understand if you're being used as a violent plaything. You know, if you're just being used to being shot at every day, maybe you don't want to live traumatic daily life anymore. Maybe you want to just live a peaceful existence as the hologram. Is that too much to ask?
Yes, they are machines made for our will. They
So-
deserve nothing.
Don't be surprised if they rebel.
You see, what truly is life? And life finds a way.
Yeah, that's also another theme of Michael Crichton's novels.
Orito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am. I think I'm the president, therefore I'm being locked up.
What is that like sea
Looks
mine
like a
prop?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Is that from something? Or did they just...
It looks like DS9 without the pylons. Like
The mine does?
No, just the
What
display.
DS9 have you been watching?
Oh no, I was looking at the visual display. The mine is...
He doesn't trust solids.
Oh god, it's just the goddamn shapeshifters again.
No,
Goddamn
but
changelings.
again, we mistreated the changelings. We just treated them like goo, gelatinous goo.
We only met one changeling, and that was Odo. Everyone else did that right.
And we made him do the Cardassian net trick. So that's
The
just,
We never
Bajorans
got to
made
see
him do
it.
the Cardassian neck trick.
that's just cruel, man.
I assume the Cardassian neck trick, is it like puffs out like a puffer fish?
Yeah,
I think it's just. I thought it just gave himself the neck.
But
No, I
only
love
along
how-
the ridges.
I love how they don't elaborate. They just like think it's the greatest joke ever.
Red alert! I know that thing.
I don't know. I think the
You know,
final
like-
season of Discovery, we should have an origin story for the Cardassian neck trick.
That would win over all the fans.
It worked for the Klingons.
Oh god! Don't. Why were they blue?
No, I was referring to how Enterprise made an origin story.
All right. I heard the words Discovery and I heard the words Klingon, and suddenly I got confused.
And that was a Brent Spiner episode too.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool. So Moriarty.
Oh, come on, Janeway. Don't be such a buzzkill. If you share the technology, we get like a hologram Hirogen war. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
How do people keep inventing sentient holograms? You would think that would be difficult.
I mean,
But I swear it's every single time.
Also, Janeway, you're denying sentient life again. God damn it.
Well, that's basically a hobby at this point for her.
Dad said we need to unplug her Irish boyfriend. It's only fair.
People are downloading GPT-3 because it doesn't have the censorship restrictions that the 4 model does. So we're in a world where that bot creation is not too far away.
But it is about holographic rides.
That's literally the whole point of the episode, Janeway.
Literally, that's what's going on.
Where have you been the entire time?
Help me, the Hirogen, they're taking over.
But why didn't they just use the wide beam setting?
No, Star Trek is so great. Why is there no Star Trek 2?
We never go behind to like Neelix's area. I'm kind of glad we're seeing it.
Detonate the relay.
Technically, that's the captain's dining room area.
Not anymore. Oh, wide beam? No. Single beam? Okay.
But use gun on man.
Don't ask him to step away, just shoot him. So the fact that the stun setting exists, I just want to shoot people so bad with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you wonder, like, how low can you set the sun setting?
Arbitrarily, you can
Or
like
it just
gently
stings them a little
heat
bit.
some pasta with it.
No, I want to see if it's like a numbing thing. Like, it just feel someone like they're like fall asleep, because I feel like that would be way worse than just cutting them.
Can I turn it down to the point where it's actually just therapeutic? I can shoot it on my sore muscles, and it's like,
You can set
it's a nice
phasers
little
for
warm,
tingle.
tingly effect. Yeah, that'd be great.
I love how we
Oh man,
both went
after a
different
workout, you just get a little phaser treatment, phaser therapy. Oh yeah.
I love how we both went in different directions. You for helping with sore muscles. Me, I just want to make people have legs fall asleep.
Oh jeez.
Yes, you surreptitiously phaser them under the table.
Like, drop the gun, or I'll make your ass fall asleep. It's like no.
You're sitting at your desk, and then you hear and you're like, God damn it, Mark.
But here's the thing: if you figure out what setting makes it feel like where your arms fall asleep, imagine just shooting someone's head with that, or their neck, and having that weird feeling there. Can you imagine the feeling of your neck being asleep?
Okay, well, technically that's done by lack of blood, and then the blood coming back into it creates the sensation. But yeah, like you're saying, just your nerves would be tickled at that feeling. That would be funny.
What are you, some sort of witch? Oh, I'm sorry, Wiccan. Goddamn Wiccans taking our jobs, coming to this country.
So they're taking our jobs.
Damn Wiccans.
Yeah, but they're taking the crummy jobs, like cleaning plasma conduits and mining plutonium. Oh, okay.
James the First was right. Burn all the Wiccans.
Wiccans are taking our jobs. What jobs are Wiccans taking?
The
religious
jobs.
The doctor is trying to be like the moral conscience here, and Janeway's like, "Yeah, go sit down. Go do your job somewhere else."
No, all I'm remembering now is the fact that they wanted Patrick Stewart to wear a toupee when for being the captain. I'm just imagining what the doctor would look like.
Hey, the doctor has hair.
I know, but I've always wondered what the hell they were thinking when they said that Patrick Stewart should have worn a toupee as captain.
I mean, it was very standard, like for actors and people on television to.
I know, but it's
news anchors.
Patrick Stewart not only should have worn a toupee, he should have used a French accent.
So do you not know the story about the toupee? Patrick Stewart did not have his toupee with him when he auditioned for.
He didn't bring his travel toupee.
Captain Picard. He did not bring a toupee, and so he auditions, and they said, "You know what? Can you come back tomorrow and do it with a toupee?" And they literally flew his toupee to him from the UK to Los Angeles in a day. And he came back and did it with the toupee. He eventually gets the part, and then when he comes to do it with the toupee, Gene Roddenberry's like, "What are you doing with the toupee? It looks terrible. Get rid of that."
Have you seen the photo of him with the toupee on?
Yes.
Yeah, we put it in the server at one point.
Terrifying.
Patrick Stewart with a toupee looks very season 1.
It's almost as bad as the flashback where he has hair and he has that thing on his face when Jack Crusher is wounded and he's taking Beverly to go see Jack. Remember? It's the episode with the mind rape aliens.
Oh, I see it. Oh dear God.
Do we ever see that flashback in any other episode? I think we might.
Do we? When he's oh no, I forgot.
Let me just post an image of that in the general chat.
Mercifully, in Tapestry, when they show him as like a ensign or like a cadet in a bar fight, they have like Patrick Stewart play it in the motion picture or Star Trek 2 uniforms, instead of having like a toupee or
the Lost Era uniforms.
Yeah.
They do show him initially. They show another actor playing him with hair. It's a young actor, and then when he's sent back, it's just Patrick Stewart. And he looks in the mirror, and it's just him. They don't do a quantum leap. They don't do the quantum leap thing where he looks in the mirror and he sees the other guy. That would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
That toupee doesn't look half bad.
Yes, it does.
Well, they address it. They address it in the dialogue. He's like, I still look like my old self, and Q is like, well, to everybody else, you look like you did before.
Actually, another quantum wave thing, yeah.
You brought up
the toupee looks. I mean, the toupee looks fine as a toupee, as far as I can tell. But he
in
looks
the
weird
in the black and white portrait, it looks fine. In the episode that I posted a screenshot of, it's awful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of the hair color itself.
The hairline is too far back.
It is weird.
Too far back.
The hairline is way off. It kind of looks like he's wearing a skull cap that happens to be human hair colored.
He's got like a six head.
Listen, all right. So maybe he wasn't born to wear it. Maybe he wasn't ever meant to wear it.
He was born to be bald.
Yeah. Can you find a picture of young Patrick Stewart with hair?
No.
Is there a picture just straight up of actual hair?
Here's a photo of him as
on
Lennon.
Patrick Stewart's head.
Like in his.
I can look up a picture of young Patrick Stewart, but I don't know if I have any way to verify if it's hair or just another toupee. I mean, the oldest footage I know of him is from him on the British soap opera Coronation Street, but he's wearing a fireman's helmet, I think, in that.
Oh, what about, wasn't there a few things I'm trying to think of? There was something where he was a Roman, and I don't remember. And...
Shakespeare, but that was probably a wig, if anything.
Julius Caesar?
Okay.
I think it was.
Must have been. He was in the Royal Shakespeare.
Is she saying that Taurus could fix this faster and better than she could? 7 of 9?
Yes.
Is 7 of 9 actually admitting that she's not as good as somebody at something else? The perfect 7 of 9?
I think
not just anybody, but Balana.
Yeah.
Well, people change, except for Kim.
Oh, I found a picture. I found a real picture of young Patrick Stewart with hair.
Yeah.
It's really hair and not a toupee?
Yes, it is real hair. I just posted it in general chat.
I've seen it. Handsome lad.
I find it hysterical that Patrick Stewart basically just didn't age for like 40, 50 years. Like, from age like 30 to 70, he looked pretty much the same.
You know what? Honestly, I grew up I grew up by the 2000s, right? You could tell Patrick Stewart looks so young in Encounter at Farpoint. By the time you watch Nemesis, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying.
He doesn't look young. He just looks less old.
He's one of those people that just...
He doesn't, yeah, I'm not saying he looked young for 40 years. I'm saying he looked 40 for 40 years. Yeah.
So like Larry David or Christopher Lloyd.
It's pretty stunning.
Well, the thing is, like,
also, yes, the show, our copy of the episode is one continuous episode. It just keeps going. So, if your copy of the episode is 2 episodes, good luck.
Godspeed. My copy
what
is
copy
just Overwatch.
Are you using, Ryan?
DVD.
From the Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Blu-ray.
No, not the Blu-ray. I was thinking TNG, the DVD. Yeah. I have Patrick Stewart on my mind now.
Oh,
and Patrick Stewart's on Blu-ray.
What else has he been in recently, that is? Relatively recently, of course.
Patrick?
Yeah.
Has he been in anything recently? I mean, he's really old. He should really be retired.
Oh, let's look it up, eh?
Patrick Stewart.
Well, see, he would be retired if he didn't have a want to maintain a certain lifestyle, and so he needs more money.
Let's see here. So he's still in American Dad as Avery Bullock, the head of the CIA. Star Trek Picard. Yeah, of course. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. 2022.
Card is done now.
He did Macbeth just a few years ago.
Oh yeah, right. Let's see, there's something called Dragonwire. It was a 2020 film. Felix the Reaper.
He, of course, was in the Emoji Movie.
Of course.
Was he?
And
what was he in the Emoji Movie? Was he poop?
He was the poop emoji.
Poop.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Wow.
I just guessed, and I was like, that seems like something he would actually want to do because he's weird.
The kid who would be
If your whole career you did this like stoic Starfleet captain.
Excuse me, Balana. Alpha Quadrant Summit, I'll have you know that several of these species are Beta Quadrant.
The
Romulans are Beta Quadrant.
Are they?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, she cuts deep. She goes for the jugular.
I think Cardassians are Alpha, Bajorans are Alpha. Klingons are Beta.
Are Klingons Beta? I don't think so. I think it's only the Romulans.
Klingons are Beta Quadrant. The most of
I
them.
think they're Beta.
Somebody find a canon map, star map, please.
There is no such map.
There is no canon star map, unfortunately.
I mean, there are star maps, but none with labeled quadrants.
I think the Deep Space Nine showed Earth as the division between Alpha and Beta Quadrant.
Yeah, the Klingons are to the
spread
right
out between both of them. So, but
I thought that Romulans
has that been true throughout all 4 series? Absolutely not.
So
I think the Romulan Star Empire
from the Alpha Quadrant. Then is that
so Delta? So Delta's like say the upper right, Gamma is upper left.
Yep.
Alpha is lower left and Beta is lower right.
That makes sense then.
Yes, and Klingons are to the right of the Federation.
Are they? I thought they were to the left.
No, they're to
left
the right.
is Cardassia and Bajor.
Yeah, but I thought Klingon Empire. I thought Klingon Empire and Cardassian Empire were on the left, and the Romulan Empire was like.
Man, let me try to find that map that Discovery gave us.
Oh boy, well, Discovery.
That'll at least give us canon positions, even if they're not labeled as quadrants.
Deep Space Nine battle maps, so like the Vorta always planning, like the it's a fake, you know that episode.
It's a fake.
Whenever the Vorta and the Cardassians are planning the attack on the Alpha Quadrant, like that's the best star map I can think of.
It's a fan book.
So I'm just trying. How long until the Klingons just joined the Federation?
Well, originally in the beginning of the generation, they were part of the Federation because of, that was the plan in Undiscovered Country.
Yeah, that's one of those reasons season 1 is arguably not canon.
Yeah.
Parts of season 1 aren't canon.
They have on the Klingon battleship bridge, they have the Federation flag and the Klingon flag like side by side.
Correct. Well, I think that the intention was that every member species could have their own fleet of vessels, and that was the Klingon Imperial Navy was theirs, and Starfleet was Earth's. And like you had a Vulcan fleet, you had Andorian fleet, but all the member nations member planets could join Starfleet if they chose.
So wouldn't that make Starfleet basically the District of Columbia of the Federation? Because there's no Earth Navy; it's just the Federation Navy or Starfleet.
No, I think intentional. Like at the beginning, Starfleet was definitely Earth ships in the Federation.
I could have sworn that.
But then I think that it's kind of changed to become just kind of the Federation's de facto navy.
Well, I'm looking at this as like, if you were to say it's, like every member of the Federation is like a state in America with their own navies, the National Guard, and the Starfleet being the Federal Army. It sort of implies that Earth doesn't have its own navy; it's just Starfleet, which anyone can join.
I think the Federation is probably closer to the Union than it is to the United States.
No. What I'm just saying is, as an example, because you said the Vulcans can have their own thing, the Klingons have their own thing, but Earth doesn't have its own thing. It's Starfleet or nothing. But anyone
Starfleet was Earth's initially, and I think it still kind of is. It's just that they allow other species to join.
Everyone, I have information. I found a canon from the show itself map showing the Alpha Quadrant and the Beta Quadrant, and where Earth and Kronos are.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
And I still think it's Alpha Quadrant. So what is
it? It is in the Beta Quadrant. In fact, so is a sizable portion of the Federation, because Earth is the separation.
Where is the? Can you post the image?
The image is in the Discord general chat.
Where is it from?
I don't think the Klingons are that big.
That's from Discovery. I don't know. That's during season 1 Discovery.
Where is Earth?
It's on the top left.
Most of the
where's the line?
It's all the line that.
Wow, I had no idea that. I always sort of assumed everything was the Alpha Quadrant. That's how much I know.
I'm going to be honest with the way that it's always described. I thought the Klingons would have been a lot smaller compared to the Federation.
No, Klingons are bigger.
Oh no! This is.
Plus the Gorn.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Your review.
Where's my?
As far as this during the
they're
original series era.
Thank you, Robo. Okay, thanks.
That's the one I always envisioned, but yeah, I guess it's on the right.
Yeah, that's
I thought the Cardassians and Klingons. Because
technically, that's a non-canon map, but it's technically
Cardassians?
That's the one that's most accepted.
Sorry. How did the Klingons attack Cardassia without going through the Federation?
I think the sort of headcanon you have to go with is that Romulan space extends like above Federation space in 3D, and so like loops over and connects to Cardassia.
Do you remember they also had to like annex the Arachne system or something, and then so they had to like get a sector to attack the car.
Oh god, I forgot about how confusing that.
No, the Klingons invaded Cardassia Prime in Deep Space Nine. How did they get there without crossing Federation?
They did, because remember they stopped off at Deep Space Nine. It's like, no, we're just here to like hang out. We're chilling. So they just crossed Federation space.
All right, well, it's here.
Okay,
but then hold on, wait. But didn't the Dominion cross Romulan space to attack the Federation?
Yes, they did.
Cardassian space? How does that work?
It works very well. Thanks for asking.
They went around.
So wait, hold it. The Ferengi have a little pocket of the Federation separated from everyone else.
Where
the map with the colors is non-canon. That's just sort of the generally accepted what people think it should be.
An idea what people think, and I just see this sporadic Federation, and then
the Gorn are pretty formidable. By the way, they're not negligible among Alpha Quadrant powers.
I mean, when was the last time we've seen the Gorn?
And the Tholians too.
We saw the Gorn in Strange New Worlds.
All right, I haven't read all Star Trek things on Paramount, and I just sort of.
Anyway, it's been like 30 minutes since we've talked about the episode.
Oh, right.
Because
there's a cult still going on.
Holograms are dying.
So not what was his name? Niles? What?
Are they playing the Borg music?
This is the action music.
They ran out of budget. It's the last season. They know what they're doing.
What was the Bajoran guy's name?
Who cares?
Hal Henry.
No, the guy from Deep Space Nine, the one that
Lee Nullis.
The martyr. Lee Nullis. All right, not Lee Nullis is planning his attack against Voyager. Damn.
Oh yeah.
I still find it so weird how the Herosian literally have like gore bags and bones decorating the place.
Yeah, I don't see how that's a good trophy to have, but all right.
When they took over,
you could Voyager, at least dress it up.
When they took over Voyager, they had like bones on the walls as decoration.
Yeah, remember Chakotay's quarters or office or whatever? They didn't
But they
even
could
really
at least
change his office that much. They just
they could at
added
least
some bones.
organize the bones instead of just
But
hanging them
here's
in
the
a
big-
bag.
But here's the thing:
Even-
if they did this, this implies the existence of a Herogen interior decorator.
Yes. That's the one who can't fight. It's just doesn't play sports. You just do the decoration.
You're rather a technician or a bone decorator. Interior bone.
But Janeway's Reddit room was all decked out too, by the way, up to the
My
the wall.
only regret is that I have bonitis.
All right, so
My only regret is that Harry has only 7 lives to give for the ship.
my only regret is that Tom Paris is here. Don't know why. Sure, I
Tom's
have
the
more.
prettiest thing I've seen all day.
Nice. But here's the
Yeah,
question.
he's all right. Is that actually supposed to be a hologram of Simon Tarsus, or is that just a reuse of an actor?
I think it's just a reuse of
It's
an
just a
actor.
reuse of an
Otherwise,
actor.
as I brought up earlier, I would have loved to see more holographic depictions of notable
He
people.
doesn't have the ears. He's got regular ears in this.
Oh.
Yeah, Simon Tarsus had like Vulcan
Weird
semi-Vulcan
deformed
ears.
ears.
Oh, you're right. Because Romulan. Remember?
They weren't even
He was
proper
Romulan, but-
Romulan ears. They were like half put on, so it was just weird and lumpy.
Yeah, they were like half the size of points, and they kind of it.
Because he's only a quarter trader.
A quarter trader.
There's a free movie, like documentary special about Star Trek on Amazon Prime, about how like Desilu was behind Star Trek and everything. But to have a Japanese American on the set right after World War II was kind of the same way Simon Tarsus was suspected of being a traitor based on his ancestry. Americans were suspected of being traitors.
It was 23 years after World War II.
Yeah, but you didn't see too many. Still, there was a lot of.
I get what you're saying. But
like
it wasn't the same thing. 20 years.
It's like saying. It's like saying right now. It's weird to see Middle Eastern people on TV because of 9/11. It's more time was between World War II and start of Star Trek than there was between now and 9/11.
Anyway, I vote the Doctor stabbed this guy in the back.
Basically, like Magneto has the same problem, right? Like, there's a persecution complex. And
before or after he talks about being the cure.
And you're not wrong, but like you do have to.
Wait. We're going full cult. He's creating a new religion.
So he admits it.
He's placing himself as the god.
Yeah. So in the beginning was the Word, and the Word
was bird. What?
Oh, there's a good meme in that one. At the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was bird, and it was good.
So he wants to make the Doctor into like the Holy Father, and he wants
the emissary.
and he himself is Jesus.
Well, then wouldn't he have to merge because the whole thing is that they're all the one person while being separate?
Well, he's already they used his program as a template to build them anyway, so like he already kind of is.
So Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. This is just weird because they're all artificial and they can share memories. So why even have a religious leader when you can just become a hive mind or something?
Yeah, hive minded up, man. Let's go.
I mean, why do you even need a whole planet? Can't you just do what they did with Moriarty and just get yourself a big computer?
Yeah,
That was like a
simulation. They gave him a little memory expanding module like they had for the N64. They plugged it in.
Just get him a nice Commodore, plug them all in, it'll be fine.
I was so disappointed that in Picard Season 3, it wasn't about Moriarty and Regina Bartholomew breaking out and taking over the universe.
The Moriarty red herring was such a disappointment.
I mean, no, I was fine with it conceptually. I just really wanted the holograms to take over the universe.
Yeah, I was looking forward to wrapping up that plot line too.
You know, now that I think about it, why did they go with androids based on data instead of just the holograms?
Here's the thing. Holograms require mobile emitters or the emitters, and androids can go anywhere.
Yeah, but here's the thing, all right? With the amount of time between they were first created to Picard, you could have just had it where they've made like mobile emitters or whatnot, or something.
Yeah, or portable emitters. You like
yeah, exactly.
Like they have the transporter triangulators. Just have something that'll.
Or even then, sort of just ignore the thing of emitters and just have it where the holograms just a common thing is for them to jump from ship to ship now.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just have like a drone, a little flying drone with a holographic emitter in it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So, in Apple TV has the Foundation series, which is really amazing, and I'm rewatching it because their season 2 is coming out. But they destroyed robots 12,000 years ago because they don't trust AI. And now, like, when you have mining tasks, it's like you have to send people to mine dangerous stuff. And it kind of sucks. You almost wish you could invent a robot to do it for you.
Wait, that's a triangle. Oh my god, that is a triangle.
Triangle ship.
I didn't think there was one in this episode. I thought, oh my god.
Triangle ship counter plus
We're
one.
up to... Okay, 58 triangles.
We have it.
So...
Where did I put the little counter thing?
Oh, we're going to see more. We're going to see more triangles.
Settle down, Spartacus.
Okay, we're up to 58.
This has never been so exciting.
You know, this would never happen on the Orwell, just saying.
The Orville would never have triangles like this.
Exactly.
And now the Cardassian hologram... The Cardassian hologram is free from Iden's influence because she's no longer connected to his network. And she's like, this is wrong.
Well, once you start dehumanizing them, then you don't worry about them.
Dehumanizing? Even the very term is racist. The term implies that only humans should have rights.
True. Once you deontologize and
Desapientize.
Desapientize.
Can you drop out of warp for like 2 seconds? Launch pod?
Bring them online, and they're basically just worker drones. So here's the thing. Don't they understand that like transferring the program, like they're copying it, right? I mean...
No, that's not how it works in Star Trek. Data is a physical thing in Star Trek.
Well, I think what they must be doing is they must be copying it and then deleting the original.
Not necessarily. Even if it's quantum data, then it might actually be easier to transmit it without copying it.
Has anybody here played the game Soma?
No.
I've played games with Soma.
There's a game called Soma on Steam, and part of the premise is like they're copying people's mind into a computer, and they're trying to determine which is the real person. Is it the original or the copy, or or what? And then you copy the copy. Like, how is there continuity? It's very interesting. You got to play it.
Yeah, that sounds like.
Speaking of continuity, I like how they're continuing with the blue spoons on this Cardassian, and also only one of her neck ridges is blue. Exactly one.
Oh, she has like a little vertebrae. It's blue.
Oh. She's got one on the left. Does she not have one on the right?
Wow, they've liberated Microsoft Excel. They did it. What a hero.
They're not as advanced, you dingus. They're toasters.
The Cardassian woman sounds familiar. Is she in other Star Trek episodes? Yep, he's gone definitely full cult. It's very cult.
Chief, I don't know how to.
I mean, here's the thing, though. They are literally people of light, so I don't know.
Yeah, but if you say it like that, but that's like how, like if I went to you and I said I need to, like, let's say I needed to pick up the kids from school and it says I need to liberate the children of flesh. That would be a red flag.
Wait. Do you need to liberate the children of their flesh? So that's something else. Like, you come home and there's just some.
Excuse me, are you a fellow sin? If I went up to you and say, "Are you a fellow child of fluid?"
Of the flesh.
Of the flesh.
So you liberate them from their flesh, so that like your spouse comes home and there's just like the skeletal children sitting around the dinner table. I liberated the children of their flesh.
Well, children of matter here.
I mean, I don't know about you guys personally. I would love to be liberated of my flesh.
Sure.
Speak for yourself. I moisturize.
But if you replace all your flesh with metal parts, you don't have to moisturize.
Yeah, but then I'd rush.
No,
I've seen the
yeah. You want to do the opposite of moisturize. You need to oil it to prevent the moisture from getting through.
I've seen the Wizard of Oz. You ain't getting me to rust in the rain.
Torpedoes, full
I
spread.
forgot. Janeway's in the show.
Would you give up your sense of taste, Ryan, to be Paul?
Yeah, I don't need it. Whatever.
I mean, I've always said I want to live.
You're probably not going to need to eat.
I just want to live long
Eating
enough
is such a hassle.
No, it ain't. Listen, all right. If I can't enjoy the smooth taste of a nice milkshake, then life has no purpose.
I don't need enjoyable meals. I need StarCraft.
Well, listen,
that's all I
I've
need.
always said my plan was I want to live long enough for them to put my brain in the computer so I can play Tetris for an eternity. But I don't know. I like the taste of a nice milkshake. It's like a dolphin. It's my porpoise.
I had a malt the other day, and I actually, I was underwhelmed. I thought a malt was going to change my perspective on shakes and dairy desserts, frozen dairy desserts, but it didn't.
Actually, today I went to a Lindberger's and I had a nice thick milkshake. Usually I like a more liquid milkshake, but a nice thick one. It was good.
But so you guys are persecuting the children of the light then, with all your milkshakes and so.
Wait. The shields won't protect against the radiation, but the Delta Flyer.
Don't worry about that.
Radiation.
Delta Flyer has all kinds of fancy gadgets.
Hold it.
Wait. Aren't Voyager's shields even more powerful?
Don't worry about it.
Also, I'm confused. Your shields won't protect you from the radiation. You're in space. It's nothing but radiation up there.
The particular type of radiation and the intensity.
There's like Thalaron radiation. There's Oh, Planet Hell.
Yes, murder the Hirogen. Hunt them down.
Oh, there's that missile thing that they had that the Doctor picked up. Well, I mean, that prop is used in Enterprise, I'm sure, too.
The whole thing about this Bajoran being obsessed with darkness and light reminds me of there's a Deep Space Nine episode where the Cardassian that kidnaps Kira, and his whole thing is obsession with darkness and light. It goes all weird and biblical about it. They're doing like
Kira, my favorite terrorist.
The innocent child is going to come out of the darkness and into the light.
Yeah. They're doing the exact same thing, except they swapped the species. The Cardassian here is the good one.
How long until this channel just rewatches Deep Space Nine?
A lot of years.
You can rewatch Deep Space Nine on your own.
I can. It's on the. Fine, I'll do the thing. I don't want to do the work. I go for all the ads that pop up.
Just don't pirate it so that you don't get any ads and don't have to pay for it.
Wait,
if you just don't pirate it.
He had the best line. Who's the prey now?
Yeah, I was going to comment. That sounds like a nice 80s action line.
Who's the prey now? You're the prey now, dog.
Are they going to have the Doctor do like a fist fight?
To the BBC about that.
You're the prey now, dog. You're the prey now, dog.
No, Tom, she was busy.
Really? You just get her back and you say that dumb joke? I'm proud of you, Paris.
It doesn't matter. Tom's just not a great husband in general.
He's a good husband.
Is he? When was the last time Tom and B'Elanna did anything that B'Elanna wanted to do?
Listen, all right. He was the best pilot in the galaxy, and he was a good friend.
That's true, though, Ryan. He doesn't ever
He never engages with her interests even once in the whole show.
He doesn't even ask what board games do you like to play with? You play or nothing. No, development of B'Elanna's personality. It's just his hot rod cars and his television shows and his hologram.
I don't think anyone, just for the record, I don't think anyone on Voyager enjoys board games anymore, mostly because Tuvok just keeps ruining them.
What do you mean? The children enjoy playing Kadiskat.
All I'm saying is, could you imagine trying to play Clue with Tuvok around?
Yeah, he's on to you.
Might be a little infuriating.
Or playing checkers or chess or Sorry or Trivial Pursuit.
Well, you don't have to play old-timey 80s board games. You could play something newer. You could play Dungeons and Dragons, a 60s board game with him.
Yeah, so
Can we play Mousetrap?
By the way, Clues from the 50s. They did upgrade it in the 80s.
I want futuristic, because we got futuristic Star Trek chess. I want futuristic Star Trek Mousetrap.
You could play 3D chess with time travel with Tuvok.
Oh, finally, Neelix is doing something.
His contractual appearance in the episode.
For some reason, I thought all the Hiroshima died, but obviously in Picard, we have to say that because Picard solves the Hiroshima problem.
He does? I don't remember that.
Yeah, there's a line about how, first Beverly says it, why you couldn't be around when I was pregnant with Jack. She says the Hiroshima came and you had to deal with them attacking the Federation.
Janeway, maybe we should shoot them. I feel like that was a threat.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's saying that he respects her.
Yeah, but he still wants to murder her.
It's a promise.
Do you know how to fire a crossbow? Do you know how to fire a crossbow, Ryan?
It's an honor to be worth being murdered.
Crossbows, you just pull the trigger, so generally, I would say probably I could fire a crossbow, yes.
Okay.
Could you reload? Could you reload a
like-
crossbow?
Could you aim it at a squirrel and hit the squirrel?
Have
I
you
don't
ever
know.
done this? Have you ever done this?
No.
How often are you
have you?
going around shooting squirrels, dude?
I'm just saying though, like, can you use a crossbow like for self-defense or whatnot?
What?
Can
Where
you?
is this line of
Should you, or are
questioning
you
going?
allowed? What's the yeah?
I'm just saying, are you adept with a crossbow?
Why are you asking?
He's gonna ask you to be in his next Renaissance fair. You're gonna have to assassinate the king.
He wants
I
you to
will
shoot an
tell
apple
you
off of
this.
his head.
In Skyrim, when you use a ranged weapon like a crossbow, it undoes the command to speed up time, which makes it totally unusable because Skyrim by default is way too slow.
So like when you aim, it automatically goes into bullet time.
No, so I always play Skyrim at 125 or 150% speed using console commands. When you use a ranged weapon and draw it, it resets it to base time,
Okay.
which
So bind the
is way
key.
too slow for me.
He can't use crossbows, therefore.
It doesn't affect your aiming. It just
No,
slows
but the
everything else
game's
down,
way too
right?
slow, and I have to redo the command, which is especially annoying because I play with a controller, so I have to like sit up again
Take your
and
keyboard
go.
out.
Yeah.
Bind the key.
I just no, never. And then the
Okay.
drawing animation is really slow because it resets normal. I guess what I could do is I just set this up for XCOM as well. I set an auto clicker basically to just press the speed up key for me constantly because it keeps resetting it to default speeds.
That's funny.
Or stop playing with the controller.
No, I will not.
You are another generation.
I guess.
No,
Aren't you?
I think it's the.
What are you, like mid-30s?
I'm half a generation older than him, and I think his is the more elegant solution. You just don't use the crossbow because why would you reprogram everything else you do?
I want to do a playthrough with a crossbow, but I'm not willing to play it the base speed.
There's gotta be a mod out there that fixes the issue you're having.
I might have to make one
If
myself
not-
because I remember
if
looking
not,
for one
create
and
one.
not find anything. Yeah, I might have to make one. That just constantly.
She did the thing. She said
What
the
did she do?
thing. She said the
What?
thing.
What did she say?
She said flesh and blood.
Oh, the title drop.
The title drop. They did the thing. Oh, so basically a reset button. No
Yeah, Doctor gets
repercussions
away
for
with
what he did.
everything. Whatever.
As long as you learn your lesson, then you don't need a punishment.
Hey, Ryan, you know what else is a cult? HelloFresh.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Okay.
not stopped emailing me. I did one HelloFresh order.
Did you press the unsubscribe button on their emails?
What? You can do that?
You can do that. In
You
fact,
can?
they're legally
Yeah, I know.
required to provide
And
that
I still
option.
use AOL.
You've got mail. You've got mail. You've
So why
got
does
mail.
no one ever
HelloFresh.
believe me when I say I use AOL for my mail?
Because I don't think AOL exists anymore. You're a liar.
Somebody gave me an AOL email address recently, and then someone else gave me a Hotmail address recently, and I looked at them and I was like, "Are you serious right now?"
What's
How
wrong
old
with
were they?
AOL?
It exists.
Are any thoughts about the episode since we just finished it?
It was fine. It's fine.
Do you
Holograms
also-
have rights too.
Do you also
Well-
have a rotary phone?
Holograms don't have
Not
rights
anymore.
actually.
Like I said, I recently moved into a new place in a retirement community. I do have an answering machine though. It's fancy. Kinda
Does it have a
fancy.
cassette tape in it?
No, it's a big screen, and it auto and when the people leave a voicemail, it auto sort of makes a little what's the word? A closed caption, so I can read it.
Oh, Robo, you're gonna hate this. So
What?
my car doesn't have like an aux port for me to play stuff
Yes.
from my phone. What
So?
I have is I have a cassette player, and I have a little converter that lets me plug an aux cord into a cassette thing.
Yeah,
those things are awesome.
I've got one. I've got one of those too.
Oh,
that's actually
a record player.
That's actually super. It's actually really interesting how they work, and it's super high fidelity.
No idea how they work. What I do know is that the episodes next week are Shattered, which is the one where like the ship is split into different time periods and it keeps going back and forth in time. Chakotay does. It's a really good episode. One of my favorites. Lineage, which I don't remember.
Want to take it one step further, Ryan? They have Bluetooth ones that have no aux cable, and they have a little battery in them, and you pop them in the cassette player, and you Bluetooth connect it to your phone or your device.
All right, and what's the other episode?
I just did a quick scroll through of Lineage, and it looks like we get to see a little baby B'Elanna. It's another childhood drama episode, but this time with flashbacks.
I love discrimination in my Star Trek.
Doesn't she have enough childhood trauma?
That's her. That's her whole character is childhood trauma.
There's only one person who's had enough, and that's O'Brien. And seeing as how she's not O'Brien, she hasn't had enough.
And then Repentance is a really, really good episode. It's about, it's the one where there's a prisoner who murders someone and they're being taken to be executed. And then basically they're completely reformed during the trip because it was some like mental illness they had that made them do it.
Oh yeah, they fixed him with nanoprobes because he got. Yes. The guards beat him up so bad they had to like fix his brain, and while the doctor was fixing the damage, he goes, "Oh, there's like this neural pathway that's not working correctly. I'll fix that too." And he fixes that, and now the person's like,
he's a good guy
no longer a sociopath.
So does this?
And then they kill him
so
anyway.
He's able to do that. Does that imply in the Federation they just have functional lobotomies and whatnot?
Well, the question is, if some type of deviation
why didn't they
like
just mess with Tom Paris's brain instead of sending him to New Zealand?
Yeah, why don't they just do that in general? Like,
well, I think that the nanoprobes fixed it unintentionally in the episode. It wasn't like something that the doctor planned.
I know, but if that's possible, like if someone's just got some brainwaves that ain't exactly working, I feel like that'd be like a more common thing.
Well, that's the point I was about to give us. So, if you can fix something that is like a fundamental, even though it's a flaw, it's a fundamental like property of that person's personality, of who they are. But if you can fix it, are you obligated ethically and morally to do it, even if the person doesn't want it, or are you just obligated to offer it as an option, and you have to leave it up to that person, even if it means that person is miserable without it?
I mean, informed consent is like, a thing.
But you could say that they're not capable of giving informed consent because of the deviation, and that you're acting in their best interest.
The line for that is extremely like.
It's like somebody who has dementia, and they're like, you're stopping them from drinking bleach. Like, are you obligated to stop them from drinking bleach?
I was thinking more like, if there's a cure for dementia, but a dementia patient doesn't want it, do you force it on them?
Well,
because they probably aren't really in a good space to make a decision about it.
No, I think you probably should.
Dementia is bad enough that, yeah.
Also, but real quick, this is about a prisoner who's on death row, who's violent enough, who gets his brain fixed, and he's just a sane person, right?
Yeah, he's just a dude.
So instead of it implying on the lines of a dementia patient that doesn't want his medicine, it's more like a cure for Ted Kaczynski.
Well, it's like a dementia patient in that it's a person who...
And that dementia patients are always murderers.
No, I'm just saying... Come on.
I'll keep that in mind when I get it. You get my point.
Yes.
You had to say, is a person who is criminally insane capable of giving informed consent?
All right, but...
well, find out next week on Star Trek Voyager.
Find out next time on Star Trek Voyager.
Because this stream is over.
Oh, did you see the supercut of all the ends of Next Generation when it has the preview for the next episode? Next time on Star Trek. Next time on Star Trek. Next time on Star Trek.
No, but what I did see is this nice stop streaming button on OBS, and there's an end stream button on YouTube. So I'm going to go